Hello everyone, we meet again in entrepreneurship class with me Toha Saleh. Today we are going to talk about one tool that most business owners use in developing their business. Its name or it's called Business Model Canvas. Okay, this is our agenda today. We will start with some leading questions and then we will talk about what is the BMC or the Business Model Canvas actually, how it works for us, and some discussion later on, and also some assignment maybe for your team, and maybe you can try it individually because it's very important for you to try it by yourself, and maybe you can also ask your colleague or your friend in the group to do it with you. Okay, and then the leading question will be we'll talk about the idea, yeah, of the business itself, yeah, and then how this tool can help you realize the business that you already have in mind. The first question would be, what is the business model? What is business model anyway? Yeah. And then the second is, why does every business need a proper business model? Next is there anything you can guarantee by having a good business model? After we have some ideas, and then we need to consider about the business model, and then whether it's proper or not, and then maybe the next question would be, is there any guarantee if we are already having a good business model? And then maybe the last one, is there any aspect that you already planned well throughout the consideration, and also transform it into a very good business model? Okay, we shall start with the videos just to make you know or realize what happened actually. Okay, let's see. Okay, is there any of you know about the BlackBerry mobile phone? Perhaps, yeah. But this is one of the video that we will discuss about later on. Okay, shall we move on to the next slide? This is another video.
Nelpon siapa jam segini?
Jujur nih.
Syarat kok nggak tamat-tamat.
Hanya Asia yang serius ngasih tarif murah. Cuma 50 per menit ke semua pengguna Asia. Sejak cuma 1.000, jadi memilih cerdas namanya.
Pakai Asia yuk.
Okay, Asia, one of the telecommunication provider from Bakri Telecom. Yeah. Maybe you've heard, or maybe you don't. Okay, so we move next.
How much is this moment worth? $100? 1,000? The moments of your life are priceless. Are you saving them on the right film? Kodak Gold. No other film gives you truer, more consistent color, picture after picture.
Okay, this is Kodak. Yeah, in this video actually we talk about the paper, yeah, the film of the Kodak. Okay, so we move Again, this is one of the product, yeah, Toys R Us, yeah, in a company actually, yeah. And then there's some news that the Toys R Us is no longer exist, yeah, it's already closing, yeah, all over the world actually. And then also 7-Eleven, maybe you've heard about 7-Eleven in Indonesia, and then now I think they are already gone, yeah. And now we will talk about the mobile phone, the BlackBerry mobile phone. When you saw the first video, actually, the question would be, where are they now? Actually, yeah, the mobile phone itself. Now, BlackBerry actually already transformed into the IT company. Yeah, it's not fully bankrupt actually, the BlackBerry itself, yeah, but it's transformed. But the mobile phone is no longer exists, I think. And then it's already closing because they cannot compete with other product regarding the mobile phone. Okay, and also the provider, especially for Asia and maybe some provider, yeah, some still exist, but for Asia is not, there's no longer exist. Yeah, and that's the actually the question: where are they? Yeah? The BlackBerry, the Asia, and also the Kodak, especially the film, because it's already replaced by digital. Yeah, but I heard that some people still fanatically using this kind of film, but you need to buy it online, I think. Yeah, so it's very limited. But the Kodak itself is not bankrupt, fully bankrupt. It's transformed also for digital printing, something like that, and then it's getting bigger because they changed the business model actually. Also, Toys R Us, and also 7-Eleven. Where are they now? Yeah, they're already gone. So you may say many reasons, many argumentation about why they close or why they gone, no longer exist or transform into something. But actually, their business model doesn't work well anymore. Yeah, for reason our current situation. Yeah, the business model doesn't work well anymore. Yeah, meaning that they perhaps has have the business model, but need to be adjusted. And it is fail to adjust the business model, then you will also fail to continue your business. Okay, we move to the second part actually. So what is the business model canvas actually? There's always a better way to do everything. So actually this is the common challenge for business. Yeah. How are we going to have sustainable profit and growth? Profit and growth. Yeah. Of course, the idea of the business is getting profit, and hopefully it will grow from time to time. Okay, this is the common challenge in business. Okay, and maybe you've heard that recently a lot of startups came up, yeah, and then it grows, yeah, actually, and then but still the startup or when we start a business, yeah, we really need the business model to have visualize all visible issues and challenges, yeah. And then this is not to be put in the one single perspective, yeah, and then we can easily uh, see all the components and also can make link between the components clearly. Okay, and then also there is a reason, yeah, the difficulties actually why the startups have to visualize the issues and the challenge, yeah. So it will help you to formulate the full change of business process. This is about how they're going to start or execute or operate the business. This is about the business process. It should be formulated before we start. And also there is a problem in defining the contents of each block or in the chains, which is that you may see later on about the components in the business development, and how to link the solution between these components or block into a big single composite picture. So we will get the whole picture of the product or services that we might offer. Okay, There are at least 9 components, 9 aspects, or 9 issues or challenges that you need to address in your business. First, there are some issues regarding the customer segment, which target market that we want to aim, yeah, and also what kind of relationship that we want to build from us to the customer, and how we're going to distribute our business or our product or services. Is there any value of your business which define you that you are different from other, yeah, from the existing or maybe from other products? And also there are some key points here, some key activities, some key resources, some key partners that need to be addressed as well. This is our resources actually, yeah. When we have to operate our business, we have to realize or know about what kind of activities actually that we are going to do in running our business, and also what kind of resource that we need to have, and is there any partner that we can have in joining our developing our business or maybe make it more efficient, etc. And there are also 2 components regarding the financial aspect, of course. It's about the fee or the cost, yeah, that we need to expand, yeah, and expense, yeah, and then also some revenue, yeah, and the money or the profit that we get from our business or services. Okay, this is Alexander Osterwalder. Yeah, he invented the business model canvas a few years back. Yeah, and he started his business from zero actually, and also he called his colleague, yeah, at the time just to formulate what problem actually happened in their business, yeah, and then from the scratches, yeah, he start to evaluate the business and then come up with the business model canvas at final steps. This is the general form of the BMC or of the business model canvas. Yeah, this is actually one tool. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is about strategic management. Yeah, to know or to map your component, yeah, in the business. Okay, and you will see in this screen. I mean, you will find this 9 components, yeah, from customer segment, the relationship channel, value proposition, key activities, partners, and also resources. And the next 2 is about the cost and also the revenue. And this is some reference that maybe you will need to read or maybe, regarding the business model, yeah, and then it can be accessed freely, I think, yeah, and then you just type or find a keyword about this reference. Okay, because I just have to going briefly about this business model canvas, and then maybe the next session we will talk specifically about the value proposition canvas. Okay, so if you want to go deep about the business model, you may start find these references. Okay, we start with the canvas, and this is the basic rule of the business model canvas, meaning the box is already put this way, and then you don't have to change the arrangement, yeah, the places of each boxes, okay, each box, and then you can download it from strategizer.com, yeah, this canvas that maybe you might use it in the near future in developing your business or maybe in your teamwork later on. Okay, in the business model canvas, yeah, there is also one point or one aspect which is consists of 2 components, which is the customer segment and also the value proposition canvas. Okay, and then we will talk about the value proposition canvas in other session, yeah, because this is the first iteration of the business model, which is that you need to plan at first, yeah, and then you will go to the detail about the customer segment also and the value proposition later on. So this is what I mentioned about the component of the business model. Yeah, this is where the value proposition placed, yeah, and also the customer segment. So it's generated from this canvas, yeah, another canvas, which is value proposition canvas. Yeah, when we talk about the customer segment here and also the value proposition, and then we put it into the BMC. Okay. Okay, now we're going to talk the detail about the business model canvas, and actually it's divided into three parts, which is the operating model part, yeah, and then the market model part, yeah, and also financial model part, yeah. So actually there are four components actually in market model, which is we talk about the customer, the relationship, the channel, and also the value proposition. And then for the operating model, we will talk about the key activities, key partners, and also key resources. And the financial model, we talk about the cost and also the revenue. Okay, that's the basic idea of the BMC. Now, how it works for us, how we going to use it, yeah, and then what components, yeah, that we already recognized and the content of each component, yeah, and then what about the rest? Do we also realize that, or do we also already recognize the items in each component or not? Okay. Okay, again, this is the canvas. Yeah, we will start with the customer segment. Yeah, so actually the question is which customer and users are you serving actually? Yeah, from your product. Of course, when you start this canvas, you already have in mind about the product or services that you might offer to the customer. Okay, but based on this product or your product, yeah, or your services, you need to map, or you need to find out so which customer that you are serving. Okay, and then what jobs do they really want to get done, meaning that it's not about the profession of the customer, but the activities that the customer wants to do. Yeah, for example, like you want to go to the campus, so you need a taxi or bus. Yeah. So that's the job. Yeah, you need to find a taxi. Okay, so it's not, the job is not a student, yeah, but the job is need to find a taxi. Okay, so there are some categories, some groups of customer, yeah, and then you may determine which group that your customer might be, yeah, and might come from. You can have one or more of the group of the customer segment, yeah. Start with the mass market, yeah, which is that one large group customers, yeah, with similar needs, yeah. This is a very common, yeah. So everybody needs shoes, yeah. So this is in general. So this is the mass market. But if we go into specific shoes, like a children's shoes or sports shoes, means that we already determined that we have the niche market, more specific market, one group of customer with specific needs and problems. Okay, and there's also a segmented segment, yeah, which is like a multiple groups of customer, yeah, and then like you as a student maybe, yeah, they're come from anywhere, and then attending the one campus or one university, yeah. So it's actually you have a different kind of needs, yeah, and then this is like one of the group that addressed by the customer segment. Okay, there's also diversified, which is like uh, very various, yeah. A bit different with the segmented. Yeah, it's segmented has significant. I mean, has the same issues. I mean, they're all students but different needs. Yeah, but for diversified, it has totally different needs and problem. Okay, but you can provide what they need in your product or services. Like for example, this is like Tokopedia. yeah, or multi-stores, yeah, which is have so many products or so many various products or services there. It is what we call as diversified segment. And the last one is multi-sided platform, which is the between customers that has totally different as well, but can be provided by the joint company. Maybe for example, like a credit card with the any merchandising or merchants, or maybe the insurance with the bank, something like that. Okay, so you need to choose between these five kind of customer segment uh, about your product or services really fit with which segment. Okay, now we jumped actually to the value proposition. Yeah, this is the second component that you need to consider because you already know the segmented the segment of the customer. Then you need to also know that what actually you are offering. Okay, and then is it really suitable for them or not? Yeah, is it fit or not, yeah, to their problem or their needs? Yeah, so and it's also explained that what's the difference between your product with other products, something like that. Okay, there's actually 11 kind of value. Yeah, maybe you also have one or more than one. Yeah, mostly the a business or a product or services has more than one value. Yeah, we can start from newness. I mean, like recent items or the new items or the new product, something like that. Start from the innovation, etc. And maybe you also want to introduce about your performance or your product performance. Yeah. And maybe you want to introduce about the custom. Yes, it's very related to the demand of the customer. Or maybe you just have a product that getting the job done. I mean, like a taxi, the customer needs a taxi, then you provide taxi, that's it. Yeah, getting the job done. Yeah. And then maybe you also will come up with the design, yeah, of your product or services. Yeah. Specific design, specific type, based on the current situation maybe. And also there is a brand or status, yeah, like maybe if you know that the like a Messi or Mercedes-Benz is very popular brand, yeah, which is of course it is quite expensive, but it's just about status. Okay, pricing also some aspect that you need to consider. Yeah, maybe some people will find the cheapest one, the cheapest product, yeah, or the lower price. Yeah, and there's also cost reduction here. Yeah, cost reduction here meaning that you need to I mean indirectly you can lower the budget or reduce the budget of the customer. Yeah, for example, like recently if you have a order online, meaning that the customer doesn't have to pay for the transport. Yeah, I mean pay for the gas or maybe something like that, and that's something that can be reduced from the cost of their own. And then there are also risk reduction. Yeah, it is the same thing. Yeah, I mean it will help the customer reducing the most possible risk that could happen to the customer. Yeah, like if he travel to buy something, meaning there is some possibility that an accident occur or something like that, or maybe some disappointment, yeah, regarding the product or services. This is also need to be addressed to the customer. And also there's accessibility, yeah, meaning like you have so many shop, maybe so many agencies that can uh, sell, yeah, your product or services, yeah, easy to find. Yeah, and the last one is about convenience and usability. Yeah, provides an easier way to use product or services that you provide. Okay, after the value, which we move to the channel. Yeah, it is about how you're going to deliver or bring your product or services to the customer. Okay, There are at least five kind of channels you may use that you can using Salesforce, yeah, like a personal sales, yeah, uh, direct sales, something like that. And also maybe you can use the internet as in the web sales or online sales, or you have the store or online store or on store, yeah. And maybe you put your product or services to your partner, yeah, like partner stores, yeah. And then maybe you also need the channel using the channel in the wholesaler, yeah, like mega market or something like that, yeah. Like here in Indonesia, like Carrefour, Matahari, and now Carrefour is already transferred into Transmart, right, something like that. So you might find a lot of products or services in one store. Okay, and then we talk about the customer relationship, yeah, how you're going to maintain your relationship with your customer, yeah. So at least you might think about that you have like a personal assistant, yeah, for a specific customer. Okay, so it's about individual services. So there's also dedicated personal assistant, yeah, more specific than personal assistants. This is very dedicated, like a priority program in about the product or services, yeah. So only one person deal with one customer specifically. And also self-service, yeah, yeah, you just give some resources to the customer, and then the customer will find out about the information about the product and services by themselves, yeah. And there's also automated services, yeah. It is normally like automation, yeah, about the product that and services that might the customer needs. Yeah, normally you're using software. Even if you buy online, it's also can be called as automated services. And there's also communities. Yeah, it's easy to make some relationship if you have communities like maybe you've heard that like Kia Motor, yeah, or maybe like Pajero Group, yeah, or bike group, yeah. So you selling the bike through the communities, yeah, uh, komunitas sepeda, misal, for example. Okay, and then co-creation, yeah. So like YouTube is also called a co-creation. You don't own YouTube, but you can create many things. You can have account, yeah, in YouTube. Yeah. Okay, this is like what we call as a co-creation. Okay, and now we talk about the revenue stream. Why? Because these four components from the customer, value, channel, and also relationship will generate the revenue. Yeah, this is what we know as our profit actually. Yeah, and in detail, maybe you can have various kind of revenue. Starting the most common is like an asset sale. Yeah, you sell a product. Yeah, meaning that you sell your asset. Yeah, something that you create, then it should be delivered to the customer. Yeah, and then maybe you can have revenue from usage fee. Yeah, yeah, like a cable TV, something like that. This is something that you use daily or periodically. Yeah, and also almost the same thing with the usage fee, but this is subscription fee. Yeah, more bonding. Yeah, and also some license, and maybe if you want to use software, something like that, you need to subscribe. And also the lending or renting or leasing, yeah, like yeah, is this most common also as well, yeah. And then you can rent something, this is you can get revenue. And then licensing is more specific about owning some product or services to yourself, yeah, meaning that you need to have the license. And also advertising, yeah, sometimes you can allow, yeah, advertisement like endorsing, yeah, in your product or services, yes, just to get more profit besides the asset sales. Okay, after we talk about the first five components, then we move to the resources, and then and the other key factor here. First is the key resources, yeah. So when you start a business, you need also to recognize what kind of resources, mostly in human resources, something like that, but it can be also as a physical uh, resources. Yeah, this is some example. Yeah, maybe you need facilities, you need office, yeah, you need buildings, maybe you need vehicles, yeah, machines, yeah, and any kind of physical things that you need to have. Yeah, this is all your one of your resources. And then you also have intellectual, like a brand and properties, yeah, like a property right or something like that, or maybe some patents regarding your product or services. And then you also have the human resources, mostly, yeah, key people who involved in your business activities. Yeah, you can also have like a researcher, yeah, in developing your business. Maybe you have R&D division in your business, etc. And the last one is about the financial resources. Of course, this is also important, where you will find or have this kind of source for financing your business. Okay, then we move to the key activities, yeah, where actually what kind of activities, what kind operational activities that you need to do, yeah, and especially related to the resources that you have, yeah. So it categorized into three groups here. Actually, yeah, it's about production, of course. This is include also the marketing, yeah, related to design, making, and delivering a product. This is also part of promotion and marketing, yeah, and also another activities like a problem solving. This is some kind like a R&D, and then you may get some feedback from the customer, and then you need to improve your product or services, something like that. So it will be important to meet the customer's needs. Okay, and the last one is about the platform or network. Yeah, how to maintain the key resources. Yeah, I mean your people in your company mostly, and also about the infrastructure that you might have in running your business. Okay, the last one about the key factors is the key partners. Yeah, which partners and or maybe suppliers, yeah, that leverage your model or your business actually. Yeah, is there any institution or a company that you rely on or something like that? This is one some of the key partnerships like strategic alliance. Yeah, meaning that you create a partnership with other company which is not your competitor. This is some example like GoFood. Yeah, one is the transportation company or delivering company. The other one is like a food company or production regarding food or maybe beverage. Yeah, so it's collaboration, yeah, the partnership between non-competitors. And then the second one is competition, yeah, which is that you have the other company that you ask for partnership, yeah, which is you have the same target, you have the same products, yeah, but you rather than you compete with him or with them, yeah, then you joining or you create the competition, yeah, which is the partner, you're partnering with the company. For example, like Gojek with Bluebird, yeah, they both are in transportation business, yeah, but together we can collaborate and then create more effective results. And the third one is about joint ventures. This is totally different aspect of business, yeah. For example, here a bank with the insurance company, yeah, this is joint ventures. And buyer supplier, yeah, and then maybe your product need specific supplier, needs specific vendor, yeah, regarding to reduce the cost of your operational or your production, yeah. So you also need to have supplier. Okay, this is one example like a Cement Indonesia, which creates some cement, yeah, with hospital carrier contractors maybe, yeah. They need each other actually. Okay, and the last one I think is about the cost structure, yeah. And then from those activities, resources, and also partners, there are some costs that you need to pay, yeah. the cost, yeah. It can be value driven or cost driven, yeah, depending on the proposition, yeah, of your business. But at least there are four characteristics of cost structure here. Fixed cost, yeah, meaning that the regular cost that you already bought, that to operate your business in daily life. And also variable cost, yeah, that can be changed or modified, yeah. It really depends on the volume of your production. And then economies of scale, yeah, this can be defined as the costs are reduced with the increase of volume. So if you create a lot of product at the same time, maybe it's easier for you to have scale, a business scale, yeah? I mean the bigger business scale, yeah. And then it's also at the same time reducing the cost in production. And there's also the last one about economies of scope, yeah. So meaning that you need to increase, yeah. Mostly this is the one that the a business that already developed, yeah. And then you can have so many stores, yeah. You can have it, so you distribute your product and services into several places, for example. Then your customer can easily reach your product or services, yeah, meaning that you also improve the number of production and also product that you sell. Okay, I think that's all for the component of each BMC model. And then let's see the some simple BMC that already created by a big company. This is Google business model. Yeah, Google also create this model canvas. Yeah, they don't just execute the business, but they consider about the business model itself. Yeah, you see, yeah, they're using the same columns and same components. Yeah, they already put a plot to the customer segment here. You know, so it's really, for example, it's they have at least four kind of customer, which is the internet users, yeah, which is the mass market here, yeah. This is more niche market, advertiser agencies, yeah, and also niche market for Google Network members. Okay, mobile device owners are like segmented, yeah, a lot of same people but different needs, yeah, and also developers, well, and then also enterprises, which has more specific needs about the use of the product, yeah, the Google business, yeah. Okay, so it will be respond with some values, which is this. If you see here, yeah, the values need to respond needs of each kind of customer, yeah. So this is the color coding here, the green, orange and blue, soft blue and also dark blue, indicates that the relationship within the products to the specific customer. Okay, so internet users will use the web search, yeah, and also Gmail and or Google Plus, yeah, as their value in yeah, in daily life, yeah. And also for advertiser, they're using ads, or AdWords, yeah, etc. Okay, and then also the enterprises, they're using the services that provided by Google, like a hosted web-based or Google Apps, etc. Okay, and then how it's relationship, yeah, like automation, yeah, and then also dedicated sales, like for a specific account maybe, and then how they're going to distribute using the support sales team or something like that, and then multi-product sales force, yeah. And then that this four can generate some revenue here from like advertisement, yeah. Mostly they got it from the advertisement, yeah, and also some free access as well, yeah. It will be compensated by other revenue, yeah, and maybe some enterprise product sales. Okay, in the activities, they have like R&D activities, yeah, of course, yeah, productions, etc. And some more specific is like a managed IT infrastructure here. And then the resources, they have data centers. That's what Google need to have, yeah, and IPs, Internet protocols, and brand. And who Google asks for partnership, yeah, there are some distribution partners like and also open handset and alliance, yeah, or maybe like a Chrome or other operating software. Yeah. And all these activities, partners, and also resources has the impact with the cost, yeah, of the Google. Okay, and they have to deal with the traffic acquisition cost, the data center operation, R&D, etc. Another example is from Facebook. Yeah, almost the same thing. Yeah, and then later on you can read it carefully or take a note from these samples. Yeah, but basically they also recognize the segment here, and then the value will respond for each segment. Gillette, yeah, the razor and blades, yeah. Actually, the value of the Gillette is also two, yeah, only two, the razor handle and also the blades, yeah. Yeah, this is what they can offer more than compare with any other products, yeah. So actually, the Gillette is a mass customer, yeah. It's simple. So if you see here, this is the most simple rather than Facebook or Google previously, okay. But the thing is, they need to address the item for each component. And this is another example from LinkedIn. Yeah, some of you I think use the LinkedIn. Yeah, so if you realize that a lot of customer segment that they serve, yeah, and also some value proposition as well for each kind of customer. This is one example from Indonesia, yeah, in architectural business. Yeah, this is the closest one to our field, yeah, in civil engineering, and this is some kind of like business model that owned by the PT Arkitektaria Media Cipta. Okay, you can learn or see the detail later on. Okay, I think that's all about the BMC or the business model. Yeah, I really would like to hear from you. You can use the discussion forum, yeah, in us to discuss, or if you have any question or queries regarding the BMC. But first, I need you to work as a team. Yeah, uh, you need to experience, yeah, using the business model canvas. Okay, I think later in the next session, yeah, I will ask you to do the presentation regarding the BMC of your group, yeah, and then at least you spare some times there, yeah, to discuss with your group, and then try to fill this BMC. Yeah. There is no wrong or right design or right answer. This wrong or right answer. And the thing is that you try, yeah, this try to using this canvas. Okay, at first, of course, you need to determine what kind of business that you might have later on. But in this case, I will give you some cases. Yeah, you just have to choose between three cases that I will give you. Yeah, and then you can talk or decide it within your group member, which business that you need to exercise it. Okay, so later I will ask you to pick a case, yeah, from my selection here, and then maybe later on you can try it with your own business, okay? And then you inventarize the details of your BMC and value proposition inside this canvas, yeah, okay? So you can use like sticky notes media or digital thing, or maybe you just have to use presentation slides, etc. Any kind of media that you may use in creating your business model canvas. You can also share doc using the share doc, yeah, and then that you can generate every day, yeah, improve every day. If you remember something that you put it in there, and then you need, but still you need to be responsible with your suggestion or ideas. Okay, then afterwards, maybe we will see the available time, yeah, to do the presentation regarding your assignment here. Okay, here's the three cases that I would like to offer you. Yeah, the first one is like is a park and ride terminal. Yeah, this is the business. The park and ride terminal is the business. Yeah, and then you need to determine or find out about what kind of 9 components that related to the park and ride terminal business, and also container house. Yeah. Okay, you need to consider about what are the segments, the value, and then the partnership, etc. regarding the 9 component in the BMC. Same thing for solar scooter charger. Remember, this is the charger, yeah, scooter charger, not the scooter itself, not the solar panel directly, but this solar scooter charger. Yeah. So it's really up to you how you're going to develop this kind of business model related to solar scooter charger. So these are 3 options for your group. Yeah. And then you can discuss it with your group, which one that suits you or maybe interests you, yeah, in developing the BMC. Okay, join your group again, and then you may use the platform for discuss the progress of your task, your assignment. Yeah, and then later we will see the presentation from you and your group. Okay. Again, this is some reference that you might have later on, yeah, as your reference. I think that's all. Thank you for your attention and good luck. Don't forget to try the BMC by yourself and also by your colleague, by your own group. Okay? See you in the next session.